fantastic in the World Open. It was an inspired performance from Tepchai Renu that prevented him from winning that. I mean, 6-2 is a great advantage, isn't it? You know, I'm expecting away a little bit more. John's going to have to play his A game to get back at Ronnie, because Ronnie does look in great shape, doesn't he? He's scoring, he's making centuries, 70s and 80s. John just made that one break of 68 in frame 6, and he's going to have to improve on that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely right, Tom. From a historical perspective, it's huge. It's still only a round 2 match. It's amazing what those two legends can do to any match. It feels so significant.
Yeah, absolutely. Look head to head, it's 39-33 to Ronnie O'Sullivan. I mean, it's fairly close, isn't it? But incredibly, in ranking events, John Higgins leads the head to head 21-13. And they've played 6 times here at the World Championships, and it's 3-all. So you would have thought this could be anybody's match ahead of the of play yesterday. But 6-2 advantage John Higgins. I beg your pardon, Ronnie O'Sullivan. I don't think he's going to surrender that, really. Expecting him to maybe win this session 5-3 as well, if I'm honest. That would be my prediction.
So if we were to say by the end of the match, John Higgins ends up winning it, what would he need to do in this second session in order to make that plausible?
Well, of course, he's got the safety game to cause problems for anybody, including Ronnie O'Sullivan. But when he gets his opportunities, he's going to have to win multiple frames in one visit. He's going to have to make 78. And we know he's capable of that, but from 6-2 down, the question to ask is, how relaxed will Ronnie be coming into tonight's session with that 6-2 advantage? If it's 4-all, there'd be more pressure on him. There's less pressure on him now, but if Ronnie can lose those first 2 frames, if John starts well and puts Ronnie under pressure, you never know what's possible. John will know that. John will have his little target probably of winning this little first mini session of 4 frames by 3 frames to 1. That would reduce the deficit. That's the sort of start that he's going to need by John Higgins, I feel.
Dom, thanks so much for your time. As always, enjoy commentating on a legendary match. But Al, we spoke a lot about John Higgins there. From a Ronnie O'Sullivan perspective, fairly untested against debutant Ho Chang, 8 frames against Granite. What did we learn from Ronnie?
Well, I think we learned quite a lot, and actually I was teeing it up. I want to take us over the touchscreen because I said at the top of the match last night that I suspected Ronnie would be aggressive, but actually the evidence was the opposite. I got it wrong as usual. Let me take you into the early running of it. In frame 2, Ronnie gets ball in hand. He's a couple of straight reds to left corner. He's surely got to take one of those on, hasn't he? Zhao Sintong, what shot would he play? We know the answer. Pink's over the centre pocket. He's got to take it on. He doesn't. He has a little look round the table. He's worried about what he's going to leave. So our confidence levels not where he would want them to be. So that's the first one. And Ronnie, I think, in the back of that has got some questions to answer. But then again, later on in the same frame, he's got a pink to far corner. I know there's not much in it. He's a bit behind. But surely being behind, he's got to press. There's the pink there. It clearly goes. He popped that the vast majority of times. But again, he bails out. So why? Why is it? Is it because of John, the opponent? He's thinking, right, okay, don't give him anything for free, which is a smart move. But the plan backfires and Ronnie lost that frame. So we're thinking at that stage, maybe he's not that confident. Cast your mind back to the championship last year against Sintong. I remember he missed a blue to the right middle, quite similar to this shot, but of course this one, he's got virtually no pocket to aim at. Full pace, clean as a whistle, in she goes. I want to just show you the quality of the delivery on the replay. Look at this here. Look at the cue, all extension. You can't even see any part of his bridge hand. Beautiful piece of cue, unerring accuracy, but it doesn't stop there because we get the same thing again. I think most players would play this one cushion, hang the pace off the red as much as you can. Not O'Sullivan, right in the middle of the pocket, gets about his work. Eventually, in that frame, the best is actually yet to come because myself and Jimmy, we'll just pause it here. Myself and Jimmy were thinking he's surely going to go in and out of bulk and try and get nice and tight to the red. But the confidence is growing, it's growing, and he's happy to leave mid-range. But worth bearing in mind, the red quite near to the side cushion is a nasty shot. I think he should have played it or would have played it 2 cushions to hang that pace off and effectively make the pocket bigger. It's a key shot of the session, 3-1 in front, and now he's forging ahead. Deep on the cue ball, like those 2 reds along the cushion. In it goes, followed by the blue, and he kept going about his work. And I think at least he was worthy of his 6-2 advantage. So he may have come into this tournament, I think, calling himself rusty, Ronnie. I think with the evidence of last night, it's rejuvenated, Ronnie.
Oh, yes, Al. Thank you very much for that. Rejuvenated is absolutely the word. Another word, Jim, might be professional, because you spoke about actually Steve Peters as well as his son and Robbie, his friend there. It says so much about his preparation.
Yeah, his son's there as well. You know, he bought 2 cues at the beginning. We're always not too sure about that, but he's happy with both cues. He's had Les Dodd sorting his tip out. You know, and refusing a few balls there means that he's really, for me, wants to win. He doesn't want to rush it. He feels good. And when he gets in the ball, he looks like he's going to score and win the frame in one visit. So he's done everything right, Ronnie O'Sullivan. He plays it down. If he wins the title or the A-World title, make no mistake. After the way he lost last year, as I said before, no disrespect to the players he beat to get to the semi-finals, but we knew that he was going to get beat last year because he wasn't playing well enough to win the World Championship. This year, he is playing well enough, and okay, he's still got to get past John Higgins. He's 6-2 in front first session, but his game looks in fantastic shape.
Just touching on some of the stuff from last night, it's really good from his point of view, or an O'Sullivan fan. He keeps being Jimmy guessing, so he's going to keep the opponents and everyone guessing, and that's a brilliant weapon to have when they're sitting. Well, I don't know whether he's going to pull the trigger on each and every shot. Yeah.
Another weapon he's got, Jim, is that beautiful cue action, because as we're going to see in frame 7, just nuts stuff.
Listen, fabulous. You know, his long game. I was speaking to Rian earlier on as well. You know, his long game is like bang on point. You know, we spoke about this earlier on. Okay, he is planning to bring the white back out the table, but he arcs the cue ball because he's hit it so perfect and gone right through the ball. As Alan said about that red that he played earlier on the bolt cushion, you know, there's so much cue because he's delivering the cue through, and he makes it look very simple. And you know, his long game has been good all year for me.
Tell you a quick story. Actually, I did a little bit of work with Ronnie a few years ago, and his cue action, I don't know whether we can show that long red again, but when he delivers, the cue goes up a little bit. I call it scooping. And he said to me, yeah, but then it goes through like that and he leaves it. It's perfect. I said, you know what? See a real good violinist, you heard him, you Nigel Kennedy's. What do? It's all of this, and that's how they get the notes out of the instrument. And this is something. And he thought, oh, right, okay, great. Really?
I was speaking to him, he has been working on his cue action to not flip up the cue. He's trying to keep straight. He's always working on stuff, but at the end of the day, it comes down to his natural ability.
You know, they don't want to
Jim, you
bother
know
on
good
him,
odds when you
do
see them. Any value there?
No value.
Well,
What, John
Higgins.
Higgins, you know,
Well,
like
we'll put
if
that
he
down.
wins this session 3-1, he's in with a shout, but for me, he's got to do that.
It is going to be a hill to climb for the Wizard of Wishaw. Can he do it? 5-3 would be ideal. Let's
Of
find
course
out.
he
But
can
handing
do
to
it. He's done
Rob.
it before loads
Talk
of
about
times.
that.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Welcome to a blockbuster finish to another wonderful day at the Halo World Snooker Championship. It's the bright young star from China against the Leicester legend, and then the resumption of the clash of the class of '92. 2 men renewing a rivalry that has defined our sport for more than 30 years, and the Crucible crowd are ready to roar for all 4.
If I'd have done that, he would have gone properly. He did the same thing.
One of the most exciting young players ever to emerge from China. This season's international
It's
champion
big years.
told Xiao Xintong this morning he is so excited to be here in the second round. He is loving every single second of his 3rd year at the Crucible. He's lean, keen, and ready to roll. Here comes Wu Yiza. And his opponent, a player who also thrives on the biggest stage. He made the first of his 6 World Finals, aged just 23, 4 times a champion, and winner of 10 Triple Crown titles in all. the reigning UK champion, who never ever knows when he's beaten. He's the jester from Leicester, Mark Sully. Seven frames away from a record-extending 24th quarter-final, 25 years after his first world crown. The greatest player in history. Blink and you'll miss him. Here comes the rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Scotland has ever produced. A player of legendary mental strength. He won the first of his 4 crowns in '98. Give it up for the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins.
So act 2 of this 3-act drama. Ronnie O'Sullivan with the clear advantage, but there's a long way to go yet.
Thank you. Frame 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6, John Higgins 2. Legend junior this evening. O'Sullivan, good value for this league. He scored really well last night, a century. Did 4 other frame breaks. It's just one sizable contribution. He'll be around on this tournament as long as anyone, John Higgins. He knows it's not over yet, but he also knows he really needs to win this session. If he can, then it sets up a thrilling conclusion on Monday afternoon. If he can't, he's got it all to do with it.
Middle of town again now, like last time.
Did you?
First one that popped up, Kizza said Josh does it as well.
So there'll be some parts like
The
that leading to
players be
the
rather tense.
box.
So
A
why-
couple of frames are played at least.
Yeah, this is the genius of the format. If they'd have carried on playing last night through to conclusion, O'Sullivan would have won comfortably, I'm sure.
All
But
weekend.
that's not how it works. Had the best part of the day to collect their thoughts, to think about either being in front, in Ronnie's case, being behind the Johns. O'Sullivan will not be taking this for granted. Against the player on Higgins.
Just did it.
I'll probably not your grab.
Second session. Set himself a little bit of a target. Overall, I think if he can win the session 5-3 and just be
Yeah, I don't
9-7
think he's halfway up
down
there,
overnight, and give himself a realistic chance tomorrow to overcome those 2 frames. But he'll have to play at or near his best for the remainder of this match, you feel. Because Ronnie O'Sullivan's form, not just in this World Championships, but even in the World Open, was excellent. For a good cue ball, but certainly a possible red on here. One for John Higgins. It's a lateral shot to nothing.
From that down ball.
close. It's went close to the pocket for O'Sullivan.
Bottom blue. Light one.
And that was wonderfully controlled by Ronnie O'Sullivan, because these tables are not easy to control the cue ball on.
Behind us somehow.
Well, you can see the way the tournament in terms of pure pop success.
Oh my god.
Settling.
Looks been nicely on the black to play for the red just to the right of the black spot.
That's 6-1.
14.
Just a little low on the black. He's going to have to nip into the cue ball here and play delicate cannon into the reds. That's perfect.
On it. No, I'm not.
But this would appear to be the last of the easily possible reds, so use another angle on the black to go into them. Has he missed the red? Yes, he has. Goodness me. Whenever you're bridging over a ball, you can never take a pot for granted, even something that looks as easy as that.
Yeah, you can't pinch these pockets either. That's the other thing.
That's Suzuki.
Excuse me.
Well, John has an angle to go into the pack of reds, but if you look at the reds, there's a line of 4 directly above the black. If you cannon any one of those 4 ball, you'll probably not be on anything.
Eight.
Always wait market.
This is already a pretty good chance to just get going in this match. I mean, you can understand yesterday there was so much build-up to the match. There really was a lot of hype, quite rightly. They got a standing ovation as they came in. And John Higgins, I think, just didn't settle really. But we're now into the match. There's still enough frames for him to turn this around, but he needs to start taking chances like this. Just that 168 in frame 6 yesterday, that was the only real significant break from
I don't
Higgins.
think so.
Can't see for a while. He'll get very panting when he gets up at straight.
So Eckert's had to
I'll give him a take.
place the pink
Yeah, tell him
on
not to
this
go
spot.
back,
He's got to
like
go
that.
between a few reds. Not a delicate operation, really.
Well, I won't be panting a bleeding back.
It's got to be in a direct line with its spots.
I think you are.
As close to the spot as possible. It mustn't be
Come
touching
all
that
this
red
way.
position.
Still picking up your art. Yeah. Fine. Like, for the set up, you should have looked for your order in front.
You know, didn't you?
Yeah, but it don't matter if he ordered it that far.
Oh, I did it.
Right.
How come you never know where it's coming from?
Just went on Uber and just clicked on first McDonald's there, and now it's the closest McDonald's actually. Oh, week and ball.
He's got you an apple pie,
2
man,
or 3 on.
when it comes.
Oh, big round one. How did you get?
Milkshake.
20.
I think I've got milkshake.
Okay, this looks to be the last of the possible reds
Wait,
for
top
John.
load.
He'll need an anchor on the black.
Another 1 week top loaded into
24.
That's ideal. Okay, these
Another
reds
top.
are configured slightly unusually, really. It's difficult to know how to hit them best.
No. Oh, top of the Swansea.
You need some more brought down.
Yeah, it's
31.
already just a bit too
This
much.
is big lucky there.
Got enough now.
That's the red there in the foreground. He wanted to be on, but he isn't.
2 top load.
Yeah, they split nicely, but it's not on, as you say.
Did you get breakfast McDonald's, Brandon?
I'll keep an eye on it because I'm going to cancel.
Higgins
Yeah, okay, those.
the 20th.
Oh,
We'll have
it's
in quarter
surprised if
final.
nobody
So
will
Sullivan
bring it.
24th.
That's why it's still there.
Supermarket.
I can't get a drink.
Do you know what?
You
I'm getting
know,
myself a maid in this house. A maid
You
outfit.
get down yourself, you'll be getting down anyway. I'll be giving him a chill. Oh, you can't say that from here, can you?
market was that.
You idiot. Come and get a drink. Here.
Because I might be an idiot, but I didn't have to go get me drink.
Why don't the maid outfit them look at them?
Just coming.
What type? I'll tell you one, do you want one of the little black ones? Or do you want like a bottle of that?
One appreciated by John Higgins.
Oh, I found the
Oh,
stew some.
top load.
You must have missed the bottle
I
of
found the
that.
samples. I found the samples.
Just not have
Can't
an easy
because
path back to bulk
I'll
here.
get them down because there's Darksman or something. I don't know if you can send them off. Fine.
That's all. One bottom more down.
Is there?
I put it in like that. Good. Top one
Oh,
shot.
last
You've
year.
got some there.
One pair. How many pairs of trainers?
I'm just saying you've got some there.
I've got some, yeah.
That's all I said.
You've got some.
They're bench,
I've
that
got
are.
search.
Bench. Yeah, the same
Change
bench.
roles, I don't know
It's
what's
on the
on there.
dock.
The front Dutchman.
Oh, they don't sell them at bench.
Sell them on them.
Trying to have a drive, joking.
Then you have to look, won't you? At least you know what size, what you've got on there.
Yes, I know.
No. Oh, it's not good to anyone.
Coming around to see.
Hey, didn't.
Through to the red.
Shut up, Joe. The back is not looking
She's
at
covered
me.
it
That's how that's going
for the posse. Well,
Well, he wouldn't dare make a safety shot back to bulk with that red there, so John will try to move it.
Yeah, is it like uplink used to do then?
May even contemplate a cross double. Allows to turn the cue ball back to bulk.
You must go
Which
with
it did.
that.
I was hoping for a bounce off the ball cushion. And it's running well.
it really is a phenomenal doubler, isn't it? It's so
2 weeks on Friday.
like Sullivan got away with the previous shot, but well, it was a great shot, certainly. Quite right.
Straight into him, you know.
Have a banner for everything these days, don't they?
Well, he was a little unlucky really when he went into the Reds and didn't land, but he's back in. Must now make the most of this. He's down but not out in this match.
6.
One minute for. Oh. I don't know.
Oh.
What do you think?
Two straight on the black, so they will have to screw back off the side cushion now for the red, closest to the right centre. Well, that cannon's worked out nicely. Had he not cannon the red, he would still have had that red to the centre anyway. It's a good shot choice.
I don't know how many neutrals there are for this match, but those that there are, I'm sure would love to see it close coming back tomorrow. Certainly, if you've got a ticket tomorrow afternoon, I'm sure you want to see these two both under it in a close match. And of course, that's up to John Higgins to get us there. Showed his mettle in the first round because, of course, he was 4-0 at Charlie Carter. Should have led 5-1, missed frame ball red, ended up 5-4 down overnight, but clearly cleared his mind the next day, came back out like it was a new match and won 10-7. 29.
I'm squat, please, I'm squat. Yes. Come on.
2 points needed
Half
here
an hour, we're getting back
to win the opening frame of the night.
Heading away for 8 minutes away. Coldest thing over later.
This is precisely the start that John Higgins needed this evening. And he'll know that Ronnie won't settle down until he was his first frame of this session. 51.
And like that, what's this?
Yes, he hasn't hung around here. Because got him with that cross double.
61. 65.
Back out.
70.
Well, if he can keep this up, of course, he can make this a lot closer.
Oh, it's purple streak then.
76.
But it's a positive start for the Scotsman, exactly what he was looking for. With his icebreak of the match, indeed his icebreak of this World Championship, 3 to reduce the gap with Ronnie O'Sullivan to 6-3.
There's no one like you.
EasyJet's Bigger in Sale is now on. Get up to £400 off package holidays. fights. Book now at easyjet.com. Get out there.
The Simba Hybrid Mattress, featuring over 5,000 tension-relieving aerocoil springs. Simba, engineered for sleep.
We're helping the next generation become homeowners, making it possible for them to borrow more with the new NatWest family-backed mortgage. Property Ladder. Let's do this. NatWest. Tomorrow begins today.
Still the first frame on the other table tonight, 4-4 between Mark Selby and Muyiza, and that is live on HBO Max. So John Higgins has won the opening frame of the night with that 83. That is his highest break at the Crucible this year. He was on the practice table this afternoon. His son Pierce was fishing the balls out for him. He wasn't actually. Oh, what a strange break off. That's not one they were practicing, but he's got away with it. Just about to say he wasn't a live Pierce for the first 3 meetings between these two at the Crucible. Look where that's finished.
He actually fractionally caught the wrong red first there. He was attempting to break off the end red, and he actually caught the second red just fractionally. So as you can see, it didn't do any real harm in the end. Could have done that.
And that's another thing that he needs. He needs the bit of running that will be there to go his way, Higgins, because that could have been end of frame potentially if he'd have left O'Sullivan amongst them from shot one.
No, it's terrible. I'll see that. Oh, that is. Oh, that's not too like it. No, wait. Wait.
Not easy controlling the cue ball there because the cue ball was tight to the side cushion. But the red that's just to the left of the pink will pot. John could conceivably come off the side cushion and play for the black to the left corner from it.
Oh,
Well, that was John's intention, but I can't help but feel that the burst of applause from the other table rather put him off there.
I'm on it. Bottom with the week.
Yeah, that reaction widely shared. It wasn't close.
Does the red above the black spot pop to the same pocket past the other end? Not easy to tell.
One shot to
8.
This is a very tough pot that Ron is contemplating here. It's a long way off the top cushion. Big angle on this. Oh, great effort. But he couldn't risk playing for the black. The pot was too difficult.
Yeah, second pocket he missed two in the last round. Completely different shot, of course, he's hampered on that occasion. But yeah, they're not playing tight this year. There's no two ways about it. It's so marginal between being a little bit too big and maybe a little bit on the other way. It's certainly testing the players. This is a bit of a tester for Higgins to get back in.
Brown's an awkward cutback. It wouldn't be easy to control the cue ball. He has a half decent angle on the yellow though. He can do a lot more with it. Can he play for the red just above and to the right of the black, I wonder? To the left corner.
Johnny against 1.
It must be.
Nope, still 10 minutes away.
Oh.
What's the walking up?
I'll have to give him a couple.
Well, he should be giving you a couple of quid for being so freaking late.
It's not his fault.
Whose fault is it then? He's been delivering it for the last fucking 40 minutes, hasn't he?
No. We only grabbed it 10 minutes ago.
It went shock.
Well, there's still 10 minutes to come. I mean, it doesn't take 20 minutes to drive up here.
He seems to play that red rather nervously.
You know this
Missed it
ticket.
by inches, but just look at this. What a fluke.
It's amazing how, like you say, he missed it by I hit him a long way.
That's the fault. That's what we call him.
Should have finished better.
8.
Last week. Oh, yes. Keyboard and mouse.
Everybody seems to be struggling to break open the reds successfully. Amazing how many times the players are not landing nice young balls.
Oh, I never got it on 3 of them.
Can Ronnie make this? If the potting angle isn't quite there, you could use some side spin just to kick the red towards the pocket. Otherwise, he may sacrifice position.
Not scam at all with it.
Check it over.
Did I have to move it?
You found it.
Dojo week.
In the end, the fluke didn't make much difference. It's not the start he made last night. He missed effectively 3 reds to that same pocket. One ended up in another pocket, but that left corner, 3 reds he's missed into it.
John trying to block that red that he's just played, but I don't think he has. Ronnie may even be able to consider trying to double it to the right centre.
Just amongst it.
So far away.
No. With a major.
Especially in with wings. Is he behind? No.
Oh, that's a magnificent shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. A beautiful shot on the keyboard. Consider the mistakes that he's made this evening. Like that one. Now, can you do anything with the brown? Lots of action on the cue ball. It's really okay. Certainly have a red to the right corner, a cuttable onto the left corner. Okay, there could be missable these, but where he was, he's done well to get there. Just needs to pot a few, doesn't he? Just to shake off maybe some early nerves.
Why do you need cash?
I like them. Thingy like that.
The first one potted, it was a magnificent shot. He's long down right from the off against Sergio Chang. Looked really strong.
Comes an immediate
We've got that
sign for O'Sullivan fans.
total. We've got a
To that second one.
There he is.
21.
right then.
Ronaldo from town at
22.
That's exactly what I thought. Why is it first one that comes up?
Where's Dutchman? Thought they have a Dutchman and
Town, yeah.
thingy saying.
Yeah. That's where we're going for some.
That's exactly what's just happened with me. I did about an hour and a half ago.
29.
Longer. Grandad got in bath about 6 o'clock.
Certainly have a
Grandad,
red to the right corner. There may also be a plant there as well.
Yeah, so I was.
What's going on?
So I have to put him in back away.
it's just been. They don't run this the way back on side.
He's looking at the plant. Strange enough, the red looks perfect to me to get nice onto the black.
It's like,
My people won't forget you.
30.
yeah, man. The amount of times that's happened at least playing.
Did I tell you I did it for Marley? Remember how you did it? You all did it for Marley.
It's a long way short of pace for the blue.
But
The pot itself could be the
This
issue
gap
here.
will kind
Position I
of
don't
bring
think
you
will
out.
be.
Nah. I've got drinks like this with covered water.
Body free.
The milkshake.
Yeah, you must drink that just with covered water.
44.
Well, just let that keyboard drift a little low. He'll have to cannon a red now. No problem.
Yeah, so
It's,
51.
a
few early on, but really got in with one of the shots of the match, and he kept it going. And he's going to be back to where he started the night, full clear.
Haven't you seen that when we order from what's that talk about? That's in town. That's Edinburgh.
Worth seeing again. He's
I
open.
think Edinburgh Marine Centre.
60.
That's the 80th minute.
We've had 49 centuries so far at the Crucible.
Well, they've got TV, won't they?
I was just thinking that.
75.
$81.
82.
Who's full cup? Yeah, I want the cup.
Looking forward to this next shot because he's very straight on the yellow, so it'll be a direct screw back to the green. Oh, beautiful. Made 3 centuries against Ergo Jamie and 1 last night against Higgins.
19. So this is number 5 this year at the Crucible for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Started with such a great rate. So any hopes Higgins may have had that O'Sullivan had an off night have not been realised. He's going to have to do this sort of damage himself to stay with him. O'Sullivan with a spellbinding clearance of 116. He's back 4 clear. Leaving John Higgins 7-3.
Get that Euro Million feel, then UK winners are guaranteed to be millionaires this Friday. Euro Millions, it could be you. Vitality is your health's best friend. I'm going to tell you why. They help you get healthier. And they get you back in the game. It's having someone who's got your back feels good. Vitality, your health's best friend.
Hi, chicken.
Checking is now closed.
What a load of malarkey. We keep things simple. With SimPlans, we can leave anytime. Smarty. Simple, honest, mobile.
So in the Crucible, Ronnie O'Sullivan, with his 5th century of the World Championship this year, has taken a 7-3 lead over John Higgins. 6 more frames to play tonight. And they'll be back at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Remember, there's no morning play on Monday, so 1 o'clock conclude.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
We have to deliver somebody else's first.
Probably. We should cancel it.
Just cancel it, Brandon. You could look at getting it from McDonald's.
About an hour and a half ago.
Oh, no. What is that?
Nearly took.
Yeah, that nearly 2 hours.
An hour and 3/4.
Why is that McDonald's in the first one?
Yeah, but he still took that. When you get it, you have to complain, Brandon, that it took that long.
But it's my fault.
No, it's not.
It is. I'd argue it's my fault. That's still where I was ordering it from.
Yeah, but if you're looking
I
back when
ordered
it's out, it should take this
Sam,
long, shouldn't it? For
that
Christ's
other
sake.
one, and
sort of safety there. I'm trying to
35
get into
minutes
needs a
when
bit of
I
fuel.
Yeah, when I
It
ordered
certainly
it
helps
from
in some
Tesco.
regards, but
It was
there's still a
still
possible
an
red to
hour
the right
ago,
corner.
wasn't it? After an hour after you ordered it. I
Of
won't
course, it's
let
just
them
made
blame me.
its almost
Right,
50th century with a break of
15,
116, so
that's all,
even confidence
that's
about knocking
all.
this
No,
in
you don't. You just
is a
like
lot easier.
when you get
Really knocked in the
Right.
beginning of the last frame when he made that terrific break.
I didn't get some at once when Shirley ordered.
One.
And I just put the money back in the bank.
That applause soon died down, didn't it, when the audience saw where the cue ball was going?
He was unlucky not to come at that red, which would have held him beautifully on the black, but you can play the brown here and leave the cue ball over towards the green side of the table to block off all those possible reds. About the best he can do, really.
And Sullivan, what?
John may consider himself a little fortunate there. He don't usually intend to leave the cue ball a couple of feet off the ball cushion, but it's finished behind the green. Well, he certainly doesn't have an easy safety here. I think he played the right shot there. He had to just hope that something wouldn't go near a pocket somewhere. Playing the shot that he did was probably his only way of getting back to bulk.
Sounded like a card I showing now. Got somebody playing out there.
Door.
They get paid.
They don't get paid that much.
You have to put it down.
You have to pay £50 for some for some extra.
Well, I should do a job if it's cold job. That's all right. Yeah, there's 20 quid for him. Baby.
He's on a bank as well.
What pushing it is it?
Coldest thing over there.
That's awkward for John. Visit that pink going on the brown spot. He's left himself awkward queuing, and that could cause positional difficulties. And it really has. Well, I don't think the blue will pass the brown. It may do, but the black is the easiest pot. But goodness me, there's pressure on this, and he takes the time, and he may well have to. Does the blue pass the brown?
Oh, what's that?
No
I think
idea.
it's an easy thing.
You want to drink some?
I've got out there.
Oh no.
Shot again, thanks.
Yeah, go there for five.
No, cheers.
Yeah. You chip.
That's a cow.
No golf, man. Why is it?
Couple of man about 8, I think, yeah.
There is still another possible way to the left corner for Robin after this one. So nicely on that red, he can play for that. He wants an angle probably on it to go into the pack. Nice on this black to run through into the two reds below it. He had finished perfectly.
60.
Sauce was a cold.
Oh, did it send you some sauce, Brandon?
Sauce was a cold.
Left hand edge of the red at the back of the pack. Good willing to play. That's what he's trying to do there. He was expecting to be on the red. There's that left corner. Still in good shape here. Play the red into the yellow pocket. Play the pink or the blue.
Yeah, after Sam.
I wonder if the top red of that little group of 5 flops to the right corner. Did he play for it? Yes, he did. And potting this, he was at the one below it to the left corner.
Yeah, right.
On the Brandon.
No,
Literally shouting.
I know I've done this out, mate.
What's that about?
Right.
You went in the box.
They're gonna give you possible.
That was about Johnny. One.
Okay.
45.
Oh.
So she ain't got to be wet in the box.
No, Lisa.
Where's that?
53.
Just needs one more red after the black. Those 3 reds above the black are tied up. Want to keep them that way. So I'm sure he'll play for the reds to the right centre from this black.
This is awesome. A bloody grandson.
Tonight he was in here, but
And it must have just come up in town.
tricky black using the rest missed it. So with this red,
He's going to go 5 clear.
He faced up well with the girl.
Hey.
Shorter's fists on the ground as left them on the pink. We see a second century.
73.
If the sound through the ear.
79.
You have yours. Go lay down.
People here, they wouldn't know who they'd be seeing when they got their tickets. They're seeing two legends, and they're seeing Ronnie O'Sullivan really continuing where he left off last night. He leads 8-3.
Givegas boosting your data from 25 gig to 75 gig on a £10 plan.
Get up to 3 times more data. Are you on Givegas or something?
You mentioned that, Sharon. You're the greatest of all time.
Michael.
Glued to their phone. Young people can't speak to anyone.
Hey, alright, what can I get for you today?
Chicken nugget and a mayo chicken, please.
We're going to do it all.
Can't speak to anyone. Far from it. Communication. Making it happen at McDonald's.
Cheerios are breakfast that's high in fibre from oats, wheat and barley.
Go lay down now.
That's a little win. Cheerios, little O's make little wins. And try the new Berry Berry Cheerios. Enjoy the taste.
If he leaves the cue ball in the pack on the right hand side, whether the loose red would be cuttable. Pacey.
They're not queens.
attempted to get the Cuban in behind the yellow there. I beg your pardon, John Higgins. I don't think he intended to get it right behind the yellow that way. I think he just caught the safety a little thin. This is a frame that John Higgins really must win. Otherwise, I think he'll feel his hopes of winning this match. It's slowly start to level away.
They're number 1 and 2 for total appearances here. I've still run every year since made his debut as an 18-year-old in 1993. Higgins every year since '95.
They have to look it out.
Across the highs and winning the title on multiple occasions. They've both been heavily beaten at times as well. You just have to accept it's a roller coaster at the Crucible.
Not the table and moving it. The blue's a tough pot, but with the reds spread the way they are, I don't think Ronnie expects not to be on the red if he can just pop the blue. So having the cue ball clean again, and it's something he'll probably have to have cleaned on numerous occasions because he does use the old block of chalk. It does cause kicks. You just see the ball marker there, Marcel Eckert. Personalised, it looks as though it's done some miles.
What?
One of them uses a chalk and it still leaves marks on the table. And it's chalk's up.
A lot of them use that green chalk there. There's lots of marks on that table, if you look.
One the other day. I go on about because it was but on this as well, you still use this jar.
A lot of Sullivan uses that blue chalk. Most of the other ones use that green one that don't cause dust.
I enjoyed that milkshake.
Want it out of there?
Sometimes you get from McDonald's now, and there's supposed to be a flavour. I remember once we got a chocolate one, and you can even shake it, just taste the milk. Sure.
I remember that one about the other
No!
What flavour was it? Banana or that?
Don't make me feel sick.
Well, it's an unexpected chance, really. Sort of missing that blue out of nowhere.
If that's that Richard, I'm gonna go mad. Richard! If that, stop walking up and down the stairs!
Staying in tomorrow.
You'll be in tomorrow if you're limping.
Mentioned last night, John was okay. He's not won a tournament this season, but
Yeah, I can hear you stop going.
on series of victories over
Yeah,
the top players.
Yeah, well, all the way down the steps for it.
Been doing it all day.
Take him out.
Oh, Jack, there you go.
National Championship. He reached the final. He beat, amongst others, Sean Murphy along the way. The Masters, he beat both Jiang Tong and Judd Trump. Another tournament where he got to the final. The Players Championship, he beat Robertson, Wakeley, Trump again. Tour Championship, he beat Williams and Selby before losing in the semis. So he's been beating the top players without quite getting his hands on a trophy. Oh dear. 80. Just can't afford mistakes like that right now.
Tend to come out. Strange enough, I think the red that's closest to the top cushion, see what John thought of that. The red closest to the top cushion may pot. Could be advantageous if you could knock it in. It was such a big risk, but he's found another one. It's the right centre. And now he's back in great position. Excellent pot from John. It's much, much needed.
You big mouth! Who's got a mouth, almighty?
Hey,
He said he didn't tell you.
there you went.
Right
Kitchen.
around there.
No, he
I
can't.
wanted to be able to play for the black to move a couple of the reds away from the black spot area. I'm sure he wants to do that now.
Well, it was a great recovery, red to middle, because he'd missed that black with the rest in the previous frame. Similarly looking to keep the break going.
I was expecting a little bit of reverse side on the cue ball there, but there wasn't any. He shakes his head. This blue to the centre is rather thin, and position to the next red could be difficult here.
Well, it's worked out. Okay.
More than happy, he'll be delighted the way this has worked out.
These orthopedic shoes ease foot pain.
Yeah, that's that ball marker Dominic referred to. The date is when Marcel first became a referee. He was young at the time.
I was looking at the orthopedic slip. It may be a 3-ball punt. Because John has finished so straight on the blue. He has no choice really but to play for it. He thinks it can be made. Looking at them there, I think they'd end up hitting the near jaw. I'm not sure. Just looks to me as though they're set slightly for the bottom jaw. Is there anything he can do to correct that angle?
Well, again, it's not really what you want, is it? This.
Years ago on this very day.
What a recovery. None of those balls were touching, were they? The 2 reds. But he had to effectively make him into a plan. He did. He's still going. Got relentless determination, isn't he? Higgins' resilience to just keep digging and digging his way back into matches. Put a shush there in the background because the crowd, as we know, is so close here. So 48 in front, 54 with the pink, getting closer. It's been an adventurous break, but he's kept it going well. He certainly didn't want the cue ball there. The problem is now, he does need a colour after the red. He needs to be able to continue this break a little longer to win the frame from here. It won't be easy with that cue ball against the cushion. And in the end, something had to give.
John Higgins 55.
Just needed to land nicely on that red, and surely it was 8-4, but as it is, okay, it's a good lead, but he's not over the line yet. That pink could cause Ronnie a little bit of a problem. He'd love to stun into the black and the red, but the pink is nearly in the way. Have to miss it by a fraction. No, too much to the wrong side of it. Still pot the red, but it's a very tough pot, this.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
Well, he's not left him in, and he certainly doesn't want to free the black, John Higgins. So that helps O'Sullivan for sure, trailing by 48, black back in play. I completely agree with you, David. Didn't want to bring that black into play. He must have felt that he had no choice. Saying about big frames, but this is Higgins needs to win this frame, doesn't he? If he loses from here, 9-3, and the manner in which he would have lost it almost feels like the match he's done, because it isn't. But he has that feeling he's got to just try and haul himself over the line here.
could get the cue ball behind the yellow here, but there would be a risk of knocking the ball in the right corner. Let's call the black. Now he needs a lot of good fortune to not leave a red on, but he has.
He's about one good pot. He's almost certain to be on a colour. John Higgins, which is all he would need to at least have drawn the mini session. Inevitably, the green's kind of hampered him. Nothing's coming easy, but they say this is the key shot now in the frame. Surely going to be on something. Yeah. Well, if you can just make sure of this, as I say, won't have lost the mini session and therefore the chance to win the next one. It could still be close. It's all theoretical. Starts with just knocking his black out. 56 in front with 51 remaining. So it's taken some winning this frame, but fine snookers. We're back to where we started the night with 4 frames between them.
8.
Well, I shouldn't think Ronnie will give this frame up just yet. He needs 2 snookers, but there's every chance of a free ball. John's in a snooker himself here.
John Higgins, 8.
Ronnie's looking for an opportunity to pop 2 reds with 2 high value colours. He'd leave just 1 red remaining on the table to try and force John to give him a free ball. Then only 1 snook would be needed.
Brett conceded?
Yeah, he's left the red, so he's conceded the frames, so they've split the mini session. John Higgins not out of this yet. A big 4 frames to come after the interval. And they go to the dressing rooms with Ronnie O'Sullivan leading 8-4.
Euro, carried by many, but claimed by one. Urged with the strength of an entire team. Hunted over 2,000 miles of unforgiving terrain, brutal climbs and savage sprints. To wear it is rare. To finish with it is legendary. Giro d'Italia, live only on TNT Sports.
With Funding Circle, you're part of something bigger. We are team.
My staff. They're my starting lineup.
We are grit.
We've taken hits, but push forward.
We are speed.
Funding Circle backing gives us the edge.
With fast, fair and hassle-free finance, we back businesses to win. We are Funding Circle.
EasyJet's Big Orange sale is now on. Get up to £400 off your next package holiday and up to 20% off flights. Book now at EasyJet.com. Get out there. Right now at Ren, you can get up to 50% off selected quartz worktops. Ren, made for living.
Columbus! Columbus! Don't go! The earth is flat! You'll fall off the edge!
Come on, Earth is round, round like a ball.
Then at least take a Red Bull with you. It gives you wings. Should something befall you,
Forget the weed workout. We recommend something altogether easier. The Ryobi Cordless Patio Cleaner. With a telescopic ergonomic handle for superior comfort, the wire wheel spins at a weed-busting 1300 RPM, keeping your paving stones clear of moss, weeds, and grass. All from a patented IntelliCell battery that powers over 200 tools. Get the Ryobi Cordless Patio Cleaner 1+ battery and charger for only $99.99, saving over £95. Buy now at ryobitools.co.uk.
Helen's just used Confused.com, and the weight of car insurance burdens her no more.
Mum, Helen adores you. She would love the company.
I don't like your mum.
Okay.
Insurance feels better when you've just used Confused.
you want weight loss advice.
Weight loss? Actually, what you want to do?
You should try it. Ooh, the secret is take out my stomach. I swear by egg and face. Forget that. We know it. I just keep it up.
What? Four frames have improved somewhat. Usually, for the narrative of this match, is hot success now. Exactly like Ian and Ronnie O'Sullivan has a slightly different shot of that. Funnily enough, is actually that we are at where we began with 5-4 frames. But Jim, just generally,
Yeah, absolutely. The way but some of the shots he's losing the keyboard. He doesn't make. Playing on the back of the cushion, hits his own back. That was not mine.
mean, this is what the tour a long time back, so he's early on today, right? We can say that much, but Ronnie looks more dangerous than John in pretty much every department, and that, yes, it's an unusual example because it's so good.
It's a pace to keep it over the pocket, and it goes on to clear. But that first red there was like superb. It was like, but he's getting the bite on the cue ball, because if the red wobbles, the white's still down the other end of the table, so it's sort of half a shot for nothing. But it's gone in, and he's won the frame for it. You know, O'Sullivan starts potting them balls. We know he's devastating in the balls. He starts potting long balls like that. It's unplayable.
He's kind of picked up where he left off actually yesterday. And now, just a word for the final frame. It wasn't easy by any stretch, but John Higgins got that final frame.
Yeah, on the back of an awful mistake, quite honestly. The first one goes by Ronnie. I mean, did he get a bad contact?
I think he got a kick there for sure, you know, because he's hit it thick. You know, it's not a shot that he's going to miss by that far. He leaves John in here, and John plays this positional shot. This is where we're talking about him struggling. It's, you know, such a class act. He would never be there. Okay, he's ended up in the jaws of the pocket. He should have been perfect. But he goes on to pop this fantastic red in the middle out. You know, this is pure determination to keep the break down. That's a fantastic pop.
He'll never give up. I mean, he was 8-5 behind, I think it was, to Selby again in the Tour Championship, and managed to, excuse me, dig in, as John will always do. So credit to him, but he doesn't look at the moment like he has a run of 3 or 4 frames, and that's a problem.
But John McGrath has kept the match alive. He is battling. Will he manage to find something? The boys will get back very shortly, and then we'll also bring you right up to date with all the action on the other table, where it's Mark Selby and Wu Yiza, and this one is as close as you can imagine.
In the beginning, we had to make a choice. What we didn't realize was how far we were willing to go.
With Funding Circle, you're part of something bigger. We are team.
My staff. Then I start in lineup.
We are grit.
We've taken hits, but push forward.
We are speed.
Funding Circle backing gives us the edge.
With fast, fair, and hassle-free finance, we back businesses to win. We are Funding Circle.
With Regina Blends and its extra large sheets, you'll clean up in a flash. And for other jobs, big or small, try Regina Blends Giant.
EasyJet's bigger in sale is now on. Get up to £400 off package holidays and up to 20% off flights. Book now at easyjet.com. Get out there. Go for yellow, otherwise
Life is what you paint it. Dulux. Let's colour. Oh, you are way less than nice.
Oh, wait, actually, what you want to do?
Ooh, my secret is. I swear by egg and face. Forget that. We don't want it.
You could try MedExpress. MedExpress. Healthcare without the noise.
Welcome to Nespresso. What would you like to taste today? How about sweet vanilla? It's so rich. What else? How about Melozio? Smooth and balanced. What else? What about an iced double espresso? Cool and refreshing.
George.
What else?
It's my life.
New Retro up. Every coffee a new life. Nespresso. What else?
Vitality is your health's best friend. They give you half-price gym membership, then they reward you with treats.
spot on the biggest stage. The UEFA semi-finals on TNT Sports.
Welcome back to the Crucible Theatre. On the line, a place in the quarterfinals. 4 men who've done exactly that. Sing Tong, Murphy, who did it in fine fettle, by the way, so much so he's gone home to rest, recuperate, and focus for his quarterfinal match. And we've also got Mark Allen and Barry Hawkins as well. As you can see there, if you are just joining us, Ronnie O'Sullivan leads John Higgins by 4 frames. But there is action on the other table as well. Mark Selby, the 4-time world champion, against Wu Yize, who's never been to this stage before, and it really is close. Wu Yize is equipping himself extremely well, especially against a man who's such a tough match player in the form of the Jester from Leicester. And to give you a flavour, so it was 5 apiece in the 11th frame. It was a long frame, it was a hard frame. You'd think, therefore, that would be in favour of the 4-time world champion, but courtesy of these tight pockets, it was in fact Mark who made a little bit of an error, and then Wu Yize out suddenly punished.
Yeah, I mean, just have a look at that. How can you possibly miss it? We know that he's 60 behind effectively. The frame's pretty much gone, but it just shows you. And actually, I think it's the first time in the championship this year that the pockets are closing up. So it's tough out there.
Which makes big breaks all the more difficult. Not something Ronnie O'Sullivan had to worry about in the World Open, because once again, Rocket making even more history in the very first frame in his match in the early wee hours local time. This took place.
Well, what a black to be left to create history. This for the highest break ever in professional snooker.
And he's done it! Wow, what a break! From the genius Ronnie O'Sullivan, the highest break we've ever seen in professional snooker. 153. Quite incredible.
It's one of the breaks that I don't even think I've ever had a chance of doing something like that. No, it was an incredible moment, don't get me wrong, but it's one of the things that everything has to fall into place for you to even have a chance of doing it. Yeah, especially moment in the game, for somebody to actually do a world-breaking break. You don't think it's possible, but it just goes to show you.
It's so rare to get a free ball on 15 reds left, because you've only got to be able to hit both sides of one of them, and it's not a free ball. It's so rare. And then he took the free ball because he couldn't get reds and blacks, and we got to hang on to this. Surely this can't happen, because hardly anyone in the game has ever seen it happen. It may have happened once or twice in darkened practice rooms, but in big matches, no one's ever. We've seen 16 red clearances, but to get over 147 once in the history of the game, it ever took place, and that was in a qualifier. But as he went on with the break, it became obvious that he was doing something very special. He took a couple of pings towards the end. And the last black, incredibly, he wasn't even on its spot because he had to move it. It was rolling it down the cushion, and I was playing every shot on the colours. So was David Hendon. We were feeling sort of quite privileged to be a part of all that, really. What it was like for Ronnie, I don't know, but he seemed to struggle a lot. But the 153, in my opinion, is one of the most special things that I've had the pleasure of seeing in snooker.
It was quite interesting, I think, commentating with Neil, who's been watching snooker one way or another for 50 years. You know, as a boy, he played it, as a junior, amateur, professional career, now as a commentator. I'd never seen it before, and to sort of understand what a big moment it was for someone who'd been around the game so long, I think really added to it.
It's not often that you can see how happy he is with himself, but he kind of gave it away that time. You can see how delighted he was, and I mean, there's only a few things in snooker that he's not done, and I think it's something that he probably never thought was going to happen. It's taken him 33 years or 34 years to do it. That's how difficult it is.
Yeah, it's hard enough for it to win a frame, but you know, for a 153, it was crazy. These historic events, they always seem to fall at his feet. That's what the greats of any sport do. They find a way to have these sort of magical moments.
Is there anything left in this game for Ronnie to do, to achieve? You know, there can't be many records in the sport that don't have these matches. Yeah, for everyone in the arena, for everyone there watching, it was an incredible moment. And you know, we probably won't say that type of thing again.
It really was magical. And actually, Dave Hendon spoke with great humility there, because he spoke about Dave Hendon and all the knowledge he's got. In terms of, rather Neil Fold and all the experience he's got, Dave Hendon is so passionate But from a commentary standpoint, to do that in the first frame, you're easing yourself in. You're not at 10 out of 10 yet. At 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the boys would have been just up, and you think you ease your way into the morning at a match, and there it went. And I think, and Sean touched on a good point there. I think if it had been done before, Ronnie wouldn't have bothered doing it. It was almost. I think he knew all the way. He's on for it. It's very special.
Yeah, it was magic. And Tepchai made 147 in that tournament and didn't get the highest break price.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. We know Ronnie makes magic basically every time he steps onto the bays, but now magic needs from the Wizard of Wish or John Higgins. What can he do here?
Yeah, I don't know. I get the sense that he's not feeling good out there, and that's a big problem. John comes up with answers. He needs one big time.
It is a hill to
Well, I
climb.
thought Bob had tried what he just said. Everybody will
very
blame
much
him
in
for that
trailing.
little joke.
The greatest player of all time by 4 frames. What can he come up
That battle was just that maybe like other
kept
ones.
himself in this match.
He was
but
saying
surely
that
to
because
win the
Sonny
match, he still
O'Sullivan
needs to
did that
improve his
no
overall
job.
performance.
Just
A
kept
couple of
cutting John
white
Higgins
colours
off
just
top
take their
table.
seats. Don't want to miss a ball. 4 big frames here.
Everybody
John
before
Higgins,
this
you
year,
feel
before that green
needs
cap
to
came
win
out,
the mini
everybody
session
was blue shirt.
to stay in
So
touch.
that
If
make
he
a difference.
loses it, it's a long, long way back. If they draw it, you never know. O'Sullivan lost from 10-6 up to Luca Brazil 3 years ago, but I think for Higgins, it's the performance he's looking to improve here. But he's still in it. This match could have gone away from him tonight. It hasn't yet. That's the stat I was looking for. The current session hot success.
Still market is all
To choose between them. One. Superb pop from John Higgins. Again, this is what he needs to do in these remaining 4 frames of the second session of 3. He's got to start making inroads into these 4 frames. The trail's running by. The only way to do that is to score heavily.
Hot week on close that one.
You just have all the players in your eye.
Well, that's unfortunate. Right in his eye line. Every shot's big for Higgins, but certainly one that's keep all close to side cushion. Need to focus fully on it. Oh dear, well, we'll never know whether he would have potted it the first time, but the interruption didn't help him.
Hey.
To remain still. When he came the shot the second time, he focused on the person that was moving rather than the shot. Extraordinary. You'll recall John Higgins here 30 years ago. Darren Moore. Red just dropped, and Darren said he probably just sight of him. I was there that year. I'm sure it was. Beacon. Well, he hit them absolutely on the nose. And he was unlucky not to be on the red of the corner, but he's certainly on one to the centre. For once, splitting the pack has worked out for one of these players.
Oh, he's weak, Alan.
21.
Playing heavy.
It's a big frame, this, really, isn't it, for Ronnie? Because victory here in this 13th frame guarantees him a lead going into tomorrow's final session.
27.
Yes, and also psychologically, for Higgins, who was in, we saw that he had to get up and get back down again. As he walked to his seat, he glanced into the audience, whoever put him off.
Ooh.
So if he loses a frame off that, he's got to regroup. And that's easier said than done. He's stewing in that seat, I'm sure.
Top brilliant.
35.
But the biggest problem he's got in this match is that O'Sullivan is playing the better snooker. He's scoring heavier, he's potting well, he's seeing them well. And he, in this mini session, of course, has the opportunity to basically get the match won. This is the perfect red to be on because moving this red makes the 2 to the right of it available.
And man's here.
39.
Fine.
It's having a keyboard turn wrong, but it's all because of the old brand of chalk that he uses. And you can see chalk marks on the cloth, particularly. That brand of chalk, you say. Seems to probably open from the beginning. So snooker required, but surely it's in this red.
70.
It's going to be 9-4.
71.
O'Sullivan guaranteed an overnight lead. The question now, how many?
Like this.
77.
$84. 85.
Not top swing. Drop down side. Head side. Hotel.
As I say, we'll never know whether he would have potted it without the interruption, but the fact is he didn't pot it. O'Sullivan breaks down on 91, but a clinical frame, the fastest frame of the match, just 8 minutes. O'Sullivan extends his lead to 9-4.
From mountain waterfall, small town street, why it all. Yeah, and make yourself at home. Start playing at exploregeorgia.org.
For the second time, my friends cleared 9. To the left corner, positionally, the water club. British red to the right corner. Roof in black.
Eight.
25. Long before, that's the thing about going into that group of 5 reds. At the bottom, those 5 reds may pot anyway. Just let's control the cue ball a little there. Perhaps he's straight enough on this red to run through for the black. 4 reds, 4 black so far.